It's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Hey y'all, so thought I'd figure I'd show you a little bit of the shop what I'm doing. Due to fuel prices and everything else, I have decided to my APU. So with the recommendations of some of these other guys out here on YouTube, I'm getting the Green APU, as you can see, and I just got in here and we're gonna get it done. I'll let you know how it goes. That's kind of cool. Not that I drive it because I'm too big for it, but that's still kind of cool. In Chicago here, or outside of Chicago, Lamont, it's a cloudy day, pretty chilly, about 50 degrees. Alright, so I'm learning a lot of little things, and I was sitting there talking to a guy in here named Eric. Really nice guy. He kind of is the guy that runs the shop, and I told him, I said, man, you guys got a lot of trucks outside, and he's like, yep, they're brand new and they're getting this APU installed, and what he did he said the owner, how they came upon this APU is that the owner used to be a truck driver and was involved, you know, had their own trucking company, and turned around and they didn't like the way that some of the other competitors APUs worked and didn't work in their functionality, so they decided to make it better. One of the things that they did, this isn't my truck, this is the one outside, there's nothing on the truck, no holes, no drills, it's all in here. He was saying that the condenser and the fan and everything is all inside the APU, so it's run without having to drill holes for all you guys that have show trucks and everything. So that's kind of cool, kind of neat. Doesn't really affect me a whole lot, but it makes it easier for installing, I guess. And learning, like I said, just figuring how things are. Relatively simple model. Their newest model, the one I'm getting, is a 5th gen, and it has I think he said this one right here has it, and that it has a belt on it that's self-tightening, and you know, very little maintenance on it. They offer a chrome version or a stainless steel version. I don't know which one. I'm not getting that one. I'm going to get the one I just showed right there. But nonetheless, so a lot of little information, you know, with this Green APU. One of the reasons I went to it was from a couple guys on here, you know, that asked them how it worked, and they, you know, they said it worked, and you know, a lot of BTU, for 26,000 BTU for the AC unit, which is better than Carrier and Thermo King. So hey, anyways, getting it done, and hopefully I'll be out of here. I came in here at 8 o'clock this morning, one truck in front of me, and he's saying that I'll be done by the end of lunch. So he's saying 1-2 o'clock, so we'll see. I've been here actually less than I've been at shippers and receivers. So, but I'm gonna see if I can go in there and get a little bit of what they're doing inside, and talk to you guys a bit. Yeah, that's my lunch. At least they took care of me that way, huh? Damn, why we wait? We get fed. It's kind of loud, sorry, there's a truck running. So we're gonna take a first look here. Here's my truck. going to show you a little clip here. This is Eric explaining basically the rundown of how the APU works. Like I said, this is the shop manager, and the young lady behind him is Karen, or next to him is Karen. She's a receptionist. Really, really great staff there. Friendly and nice and everything else. So I'll show you that clip right now.
Lifetime 24/7 text. That will really encourage you to do, because if you ever have any issues, it's good to be able to troubleshoot it at the time, you know, while the circumstances are occurring. And we have onboard diagnostics, so it's our engineers on the line. Sometimes it's me on the line. We'll ask you to go into here, tell me what this value is, tell me what that value is, and we could figure it out while you're on the road. Maybe give you a bypass so that you can get it going until we fix it or whatever, and or get you to one of our remote facilities. And then we could help them out as well. Like if you had a mechanic that was working on it and he had a question, you could always call us. You get a 550 pound weight exemption for having, or 530 for having an APU. But some states, you have to Google it and see if you know what states you usually run. Some states will only honor 400. And there's a few states, like 5 states, that don't honor it at all.
Okay.
So, like I say, if you know where you're usually going, you can see.
Okay, and so this is above 80,000 pounds?
Yeah, on your gross weight.
Okay.
And and they want to, a lot of times they'll want to see the certificate, so we put it right here.
Okay.
So there's 2 things the system does, essentially. When you climate control, that's when you're in the truck. And battery monitoring and the engine preheat, that's when you're leaving the truck parked.
Okay.
So when you're in the truck, climate control is going to be your heat and your AC and your cab power, just like when you're typically idle in your truck. And to do it, I think I have a controller right here where I can kind of mimic it, but every one of the screens is here as well.
I'm happy for the spiel, to be honest with you.
Hey, I'm just learning, so.
Okay.
So it's going to come up and it's going to go through this like startup screen, and this is your main menu.
Okay.
Everything you're going to do, well, 9 times out of 10, you're going to use your climate control. top menu. Click it, it's going to start counting down for the engine to start, 30 seconds. And it's going to, at a certain point, start preheating your glow plugs. That depends on the temperature outside. It's going to prime your fuel pump. After 30 seconds, it'll start. And after that, you really don't have to do anything, but you could adjust your temperature. This one isn't going to start. It's just going to come up with an error, so I'm going to turn it off and on. But all of those screens are here in the book. So
Now, like, her truck is different, so each truck could be different, or it's just...
this is going to be exactly the same way you're...
Okay.
So climate control, again, just like how I clicked it and it did the 30-second countdown. Now the next screen we would have seen here is this one here.
Mm-hmm.
So it shows you what the temperature in the cab is. That's detected right here with this little wire that comes out of the bottom.
Okay.
And then what it's set to. And this is going to be set to what you had it last time. So if you are just keeping it what it was before, basically you just clicking it again, it starts, and you don't really do anything else. But if you want to adjust the temperature, you click it, and you'll get a menu, the one just below where it says set temperature, set fan speed. So setting temperature, you click that, and then it's just up or down with the knob.
Okay.
Everything's just up and down with the knob. And then there's 2 fan speeds, auto 1 and auto 2. Auto 2 is a little bit higher, but you'll notice that it'll just blow harder or less depending on how much it needs to work.
Okay.
When you first start it, if it's cold out, it's not just going to immediately start blowing because it's got to warm up. So, but all that happens automatically. So, like I say, just setting your temperature, it automatically gives a no heat or AC. If you fall asleep and it's hot outside and then it gets cold at night, it may alternate from AC to heat.
It does it all on its own.
Does it all automatically.
Okay.
It's just going to keep you at 72 or whatever you set it at. Then In the morning, when you're done, you click it again. You're going to get that menu with the set temperature and fan speed, but the bottom option is off. So you just turn it off, and then you're done. Go back to driving. Now, when you park for the weekend or a night or whatever, you could put it on its battery. It's called battery charger here on the list, but it's monitoring your batteries, your main truck's batteries, and your coolant temperature. And if the batteries go below 12.5 volts, or the coolant temperature drops into the freezing zone under 32, it'll start and run for 2 hours and fully top off your batteries and warm your engine up. So even in the dead of winter, if you park for a week, you come back to your truck, it's going to start.
Okay.
But if you don't manually do that when you park your truck or before you get out, it's not going to do it. You know, it's not like an automatic thing. You just have to go back there like this, go down to battery charger, and because it's just not a real thing, it gives me this, but it would normally just display battery and tell you what your voltage is, and then if it got down below the threshold, it was just going to start and just keep cycling that as many times.
Where is the blower at for it?
The blower in yours is in the passenger side box.
Okay, but where is it going to blow out of is what I'm saying.
Okay, it blows. We put a vent down below, so that's our own dedicated vent. On your truck, we also go into the truck's standard system. Most trucks have vents up higher, but yours has those 4 next to the bed, so it'll blow out of those 4, and then the one down below.
Okay.
Now, I also wanted to mention to you, if that proves not to be effective enough for you, because this is a little bit different truck than most. Most of them have the vents up high.
That would be mine,
Yeah,
right?
yours has the vents up high, so it's going to come out up high. We're developing right now a tower so that we can install a tower and then put a vent up high. Just something clean looking, but it's just kind of like a post. So if you feel like you're not getting enough airflow up high, especially when it gets hot out, because that's when you're going to want that cold air coming out high, give me a call and let me know, and we can add the tower in as well.
Okay, but it'll blow out of those 4 little vents
yes.
at the 26,000 BTU, correct? So I mean, it'll blow its ass off.
It'll blow out of those. It kind of distributes, it goes through the whole system, so it's going to blow off. It's going to blow at the bottom. You could close it. You could open and close that. It's got like these fins where you can open and close it, and it's also going to blow out of the bottoms.
But I mean, it'll blow to the capacity of your inverter, not what my normal.
No.
That's what I'm saying, because it don't blow very good in the above.
Okay.
That's why I went this route.
Right. But sometimes in some systems, maybe they're not sealed off very well or whatever, and if it just doesn't give you the airflow that you want, like that's where I say let me know, and we can upgrade you to or retrofit a dedicated tower. Then you just get the full blast air, and it's not getting siphoned off in any other direction, or going under the bunk and just, if it's not completely sealed.
Okay.
So you do an oil change every 1,000 hours. The older units are 600, so that's why that's mentioned. But we do the 3 filters that are in here: oil, fuel, and air. You could do it if you like. If you have a mechanic that you like that works on your stuff, anybody can do it. Doesn't void the warranty or anything. You could always call us back, and we can send you another set of filters, or you could get them locally as well. But our prices are pretty good.
What are the filters running?
It's like $42 for all of them.
Oh, okay.
And we have a dedicated parts department. So if you used it, just give us a call, and we can send them out to you.
They're like in this box right here.
Yeah, the whole kit. We all the part numbers are in here if you had to purchase them somewhere else. And then when you could always look at your hours by going to the 3rd option on your screen. So we've done the first 2, and those are the 2 different operations. Mostly climate control, battery charger when you're parking. Now maintenance. Maintenance is going to show you your service hours. On this one, it's a brand new controller, so it's all zeros. But it's going to keep track of your total hours. It's also going to keep track of how many hours it's been on charge, AC and heat. You're going to care most about your total hours and the oil. So the total's just going to accumulate over the years. The oil, once you get within 200 hours of your oil change, it's going to start warning you, saying
That's 200 within the 1,000 hours.
yes.
Correct.
So once it gets to 800 hours, it's going to start saying, just when you're starting it up, it's going to tell you 200 hours left until the oil change, 150 hours, and it's going to keep on going down. Once you do your oil change, you would go into the same, and this is also in the book here, but you would go down to reset your oil timer. And you click that, and it just gives you a warning to say, please, if you're resetting your oil timer, please make sure you did the oil change. It won't start once you get to the full 1,000. So sometimes you can reset it, but you just want to make sure you get your oil changed right away. You don't want to go over any big amount. So press to continue, and then you go down to reset oil timer, like a confirmation.
Okay.
And it's resetting the oil timer. Go back, and this is the main menu again. Diagnostics you really don't have to worry about, but if you ever called our tech support, we would probably tell you, go into diagnostics, go into basic or advanced, go into this or that. This is going to show you, in the real world, oil would be 0, alternator would be 0, overheat would be about 9. So we would ask you for those values, and if they're not somewhere in there, then we know, oh, your oil pressure sensor sounds like it might be bad, or check to make sure you got oil in the unit. It just allows us to narrow into it right away.
Okay.
And that's it. So, like I say, climate control most of the time, battery charger when you're leaving the truck. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
Thank you, Eric.
And this is the Kubota unit, correct?
All right, there it is. It's installed and works. We'll check up on it. Even got fancy mud flaps. All right, I want to thank the crew at Green APU, man. I really appreciate it. They did a marvelous job. I'm going to show you here real quick the final install on it. We'll do a little rundown. So that's the final install. It is coming out of here. It also comes out below the bunk. It has some film. This is like a microwave film, basically, like the film cover. I could pull it off. It's just for new. So you turn it on. It's like he was going over a few minutes ago. He said, yeah, he set the temperature, go up and down. I don't know if you can hear, but it is running right now, so you can kind of hear. Basically the fan speeds. Auto 1 is for like a low fan, auto 2 is high fan. Battery charger means you're just gonna run it, like leave it for your yard, and then you got off, just make sure it stays off. Battery charge it also, if it gets below 30 degrees temperature, it will turn on to keep up, because it does warm up the coolant level. So there's that. And again, I want to thank the guys over there and the ladies over there, and they did a marvelous job, and highly recommend them. So and if I put a sticker on the side of my truck, you get the free oil change, the first oil change you get. They also gave me, because I'm from California and I have a, look real quick, I have a sunshade, because I told them I was primarily into it for the, I'm more interested in the AC than I was the heater. So they gave me a sunshade that fits a Cascadia. Didn't have to do that. I mean, it may be cheap, but it's just a nice thought. And it may be super nice. I don't know. I haven't even opened it yet. So, but just for them even thinking about that, like I said, bunch of good guys, good girls over there. Anyways, if you think about it, look them up online. I number on there and everything else. So Thanks, guys, and have a good one.